early life of Sipa, the hills speak in mist and memory. Here in Tesa village, one woman begins a quiet ritual, one that links generations, labor, and identity through the art of rolling cheroots. Like many rural women, Donam's life has revolved around seasonal farming and small crafts. But cheroot making is more than a livelihood. It is a link to her grandmother, her village, and a vanishing way of life. Cheroot, Sibolak, and Burmese is a traditional and unique tobacco product made of Cordial dichotoma forest, Tanapet. Traditional Burmese cheroots are surprisingly diverse. Each region and even each family has their own recipe. Here in Shan State, the filling often includes tobacco, dried corn husks, tamarind bark, star anise, and the occasional sweetener like palm sugar. The wrapper is often the tanat pet leaf, soft, durable, and aromatic. Tools are simple: a wooden board, a knife, a bundle of string, and practiced hands. In Shan State, Tanapet has been grown mainly on the hillsides and is sometimes found in home garden as well. The leaves can be harvested the second year after the seedlings are planted. The harvested leaves are pressed and dried on stoves. Unlike the Western counterpart, ends of the cheroot are clipped rather than tapered, thus keeping production costs to a minimum. String-tied bundles of 10 to 50 can be purchased at the local market at mere pennies on $1 each, combined with a sweet and aromatic flavor. It's no surprise that so many Burmese has picked up the habit of cheroot smoking. Cheroot has been part of Burmese life for centuries. While the term cheroot entered the lexicon through colonial influence from the Tamil word karutu, the practice predates that. To label all types of cheroot as cigar can sometimes be misnomer, as it can range anywhere aside from just slightly larger than a cigarette, all the way to roughly foot long and much wider than a Western cigar. Cheroot smoking was so widespread in colonial Burma that an imperial administrator once described them as a Burmese facial feature. Once smoked by kings and commoners alike, cheroots were a national symbol. In the 19th century, Burmese women famously smoked them in public, which both fascinated and scandalized foreign visitors. Even Rudyard Kipling referenced Burmese women and cheroots in his writings. Over time, cheroots became a part of visual identity, always hanging from the lips of elders, market vendors, monks, and field workers. In Myanmar, cheroot smoking was never seen as taboo for women. In fact, among the Shan, Pa'o, and Karen communities, women often rolled and smoked cheroots more than men. Cheroots were social, passed between friends, shared at funerals, offered in temples. Even today, they are seen at traditional ceremonies, especially in rural areas. Though factory-made cigarettes had pushed out many local makers, cheroots remain a niche market, especially among older generations and tourists seeking authentic Burmese products. Beyond business, cheroots are part of a daily rhythm, lit during morning tea, after a meal, or before storytelling begins. There's a companion to thought, to gossip, to quiet reflection. Today, the number of traditional cheroot makers is declining. Youth are leaving villages for cities. Factory cigarettes flood the market. What was once handmade and herbal is being replaced by the synthetic and mass-produced. As the world moves on, the quiet skill of rolling a cheroot by hand remains in the memory of elders like Donab. It is a heritage worth preserving, not just for Myanmar, but for anyone who values craft, culture, and connection. In every puff of smoke, there is a story of survival, of heritage, of quiet pride. In a remote corner of Shan State, the flame still flickers, and as long as someone rolls, lights, and shares a cheroot, it will never truly burn out. While cheroots are deeply embedded in Myanmar's cultural fabric, health experts caution that, like all forms of tobacco, they carry risks. Even though they are handmade from natural ingredients, burning plant material releases harmful substances that can affect the lungs, hearts over time. Thank you for spending your time with us. If you enjoyed the story, we'll be grateful if you like the video and subscribe to help us keep going.